Hello everyone, it is me, Chris, the creator of the Melted Forest Chip and Potato AU. So I'm just here to talk about a few things, basically my thoughts on after the prologue and the Spud story rework. So first of all, I want to talk about where did I get the idea for Melted Forest? Well, it stemmed off from when I first gained interest in the show. And here's a fun fact. I actually planned for it to be those infection type AUs. But I'm a guy that wants to do things differently and to try out new things. So I just decided hey, let's not make this an infection in you, but something else. And so that's how it became what it is today. And so why? And another thing that I also want to talk about is why did I specifically choose Chip and Potato to be for this? Because it's generally a good show. What else do I have to say? You can hate it if you want, but I like it. Okay? We cool? That's good. Alright, so obviously we know in the now revamped prologue that obviously Gordy is a bad person and he did some bad things. He tried to cover all that up, but eventually in 2019 all that comes true and it unfolds. So it's just yeah. I apologize for any pauses in between. That's just me trying to come up with stuff because I am just yapping off the top of my head. And so yeah, and to think I would never be here if it were not for when my 8th grade teacher gave me a writing assignment that pretty much stemmed the rest of my career. And not only I still remember passing by Chip and Potato a lot of times on Netflix. I just didn't care about it. Who knew that I would be making stuff like this and even an entire OST for an AU based off this show alone. I mean, I've seen people make horror AUs on other children's shows. I don't see why this would be a problem. Yeah, so anyways, from here I just want to say a few things on what my next plans are and what is next for Melted Forest. So first of all, obviously the next chapter 10 is called A Priest of a Somber Past. And this is basically to just give a bit of insight on what Mr. Diggory's life was like after he retired from being the kindergarten teacher at Rainbow Forest School. But just to give the earliest form of a teaser, all I'm gonna say is he is a priest at a church within Habiton. I don't really know much yet, but after in a specific sometime still in the 2030s, hopefully, Chip and Nico they basically just start remembering how it was with Mr. Diggory, and because of that they just go on a quest to just to find him basically. And once they basically do, they have a good reuniting, and yeah. Chip does ask Mr. Diggory about where her brother could be, Spud. And obviously being a priest, he tries his best to tell her, but how, I don't think you really know. It's okay, it's quite hard to tell someone flat out a relative is dead and they're not coming back. That is hard to tell, but how else would you put it? I mean, obviously we know that the ignotus exists. We obviously know that an afterlife does exist in Melted Forest. But yeah, that's basically what it is. And so, yeah, we also obviously know that people have their own personal limbos in the ignotus, in which basically it's their own little world that either Lana or Sebastian gave them just because. Others can be nice, Potatoes canon personal limbo, which is basically a huge, vast, nature-like forest. And Rad, an OC made by okay. I will just call you I have no idea what to call you, but you obviously know who you are. You obviously know who you are. The creator of the Rad OC, which canonically in Melted Forest is the grandfather of Potato. Potato is actually canonically 10 years old in my AU. We obviously know that. And we all know how she died. Yeah, so they have their AU set in the 1990s, but to fit in my Melted Forest time, it takes place in the 1940s. So, we also know that Rad told Harriet to be like, "Hey, you gotta go save the town, like make it better in my name, like just make this world better, to make the city a better place, all right?" Um, Obviously Harriet was a teen at that time. She didn't know how to think, but like obviously when she reached adulthood, she was getting into some sort of other mess. And eventually she takes that job at Happy Life Smiles Inc. And yeah, just to let you know, souls can like still see everything going on down there from the Ignotus. So that meant that Rad single-handedly, he had to watch Harriet betray her, but not only that, like Happyton, he just had to watch it all fall apart, like right in front of his own eyes. And like just imagine having to be like that. That would be like sad, don't you think? Yeah. Now I want to talk about the cult that Paco got indoctrinated into. We obviously know that Paco is canonically bisexual in Melted Forest. And so what happened is that he was cyberbullied and his dad hated him for it. And eventually he runs away from home one night, and that's how the recruiter eventually finds him and takes him to the cult, in which Heiko Grand, the father of Giggleish, we all know that, he is the leader of the cult. And like, what do they believe, you may ask? Well, they're kind of like a religious and doomsday type cult. Basically, like, they believe that Sebastian is actually a sign of the end times. That they think that if they're, and like they see him as a savior, and like they are serving him, and so because they're serving him, they think that serving him is the key to heaven, in which there's not really a heaven in this universe, if you know that. And so yeah, that's the cult. We also want to talk about the HAOD, aka the Happyton Association of Defense. And so this is basically a I'm sorry. This is basically the Happyton Association of Defense. It was something that was opened by Happyton, the mayor, as a way to like, it's basically telling the people to like, hey, are you tired of all the alternates breaking into your homes and making you traumatized and feel depressed? Well, worry not. Join our organization. You can literally kill the very beings that have caused you trouble. Hey, we all know a very cool giraffe that joined us, and a very cool pug who was a former wife of another pug that killed a child. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. If you have not read the prologue or the revamped Spud story, either of those, first of all, I'm sorry, but you just got majorly spoiled here. For those who have read it, I'm very grateful that you guys appreciate my work and give time in your. I'm very grateful that you guys give. I keep starting. I am very grateful that you guys just give up time in your day to read my story. Like, that just makes me happy, because it's my goal to become a story writer, and when you do this, you're basically showing support for me, and I really like that. Obviously, this is just, we can like see this as like a rebirth in the Melted Forest AU, because first of all, lots of things got revamped. Obviously the prologue and Spud story, not only that, but Sebastian got redesigned, and the logo itself got redesigned too. Not to mention that an entire YouTube channel is now here, in which you're watching this video on. And so to think that I've done all this for like an AU of a preschool show, it's very funny, but like I'm still glad at the same time because I'm not only showcasing my skills in writing, but I'm also growing them as we speak. And so what I can say is like, yeah, obviously I will take a tiny break because it's been a wild ride, I tell you. But I will tell you that the break will not be that long, trust me. Probably around nighttime of Sunday is when I will probably start progress on chapter 10. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning in into my commentary on the prologue and Spud Story rework. I appreciate it a lot. Sorry if you couldn't hear my voice that well. This was just recorded in dead silence in my room. So yeah, thank you for listening in. And this is from Chris, the creator of Melted Forest. See y'all.